Hello, this is I'm here with expertise in consulting psychology, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about ethics. Um, and before we get into that, I wanted to go a little bit broader first between some of the different structures you see in organization. Usually in organizations, there's a clear divide between management and human resources, and the broad difference is that management is responsible for the business outcome, where human resources are in charge of making sure the people in the organization are being effective. Mostly when with the larger and more complex the organization, human resources usually focuses more on some legalities, policies, and procedures, as well as they've got a good or keen ear to organizational culture. But there usually is a divide. Management, is on the hook in making sure that the business performs and provides what it promises to its stakeholders. So in times there can be a difference in opinion of how individuals or teams in the organization are usually managed, looked upon, motivated to work, and how that comes across or manifests within the organization. So as a part about when you have an organization, obviously you have people in the organization who do work, and there's a whole way of approaching how to keep your workforce motivated, how to get them to perform at their maximal capacities, how to get the best product or provide the best service. So there's a lot that goes into that, and there's many different experts who can actually provide that type of services. The language is broad. There are there are people who are experts in human capital development, talent management, and the list goes on and on and on. So what would make someone with consulting psychology experience and expertise different is something that is a key point when working with someone with expertise in consulting psychology. One of the things that makes a psychologist in the U.S. Different than a business consultant, so a psychologist who works with organizations, is their affiliation with the American Psychological Association, which is a large organization that kind of sets forth, it's a professional society that sets forth norms for people in the field of psychology. So if the consulting person with consulting psychology expertise that you're working with is a member or abides by the American Psychological Association's norms and follows them, they are most likely to also follow the APA, American Psychological Association's Code of Ethics and Ethical Standards, which can easily be found by if you do a Google search for APA Ethical Standards. So this is a document which members of the APA abide by as well as strive for. So two key points there about the APA ethical guidelines is some of its foundations. One is the idea of beneficence, which is a big word for basically doing well for your client, doing what's in your client's best interest. So whatever work an APA member or someone who abides by the APA ethical standards, is going to do what's best for their client, and it's key, that's front and center of their work. The second part about the APA ethical standards is non-malfeasance, which is basically try to do no harm. So a person consulting with an organization has to be aware that they are not doing harm within the organization or to a team or to an individual. And one of those, it's an aspirational goal, and sometimes the outcomes of our work, harm may not be seen. There may be areas that we don't understand. Consultants may not understand where harm could have been caused by their work. But a person with expertise in consulting psychology and an APA member who will take every step to prevent harm or to minimize harm as they're working with their business counterparts. Hopefully that was helpful. So this is Dr. Sawhney from Elage.com. You can find out more information about me there if you'd like. And see you next time. Thanks.